Just so you guys are aware, we might have to delay start by a lap. So either way, we'll get an extra lap out of it. But I think John is having difficulties with the stream, so keep you updated.
All right, folks, I hope you are strapped in. This is going to be a wet and a wild Watkins Glen that we're going to have here tonight. This is going to be only 3 races left. When we close the books on Watkins Glen tonight, only 2 races left. Season 1 USRA. I hope you are strapped in and ready for this one, as we already have qualifying over with. We're going to start popping up some information for you really quickly. Just want to throw the schedule out there. We already closed our winners last week, and you can see Ernie Francis Jr. bringing home the win. Tyler Crawford bringing home that AM driver win. Now we are at Watkins Glen. Then we're going to go to Barber, and we're going to wind this season up right there at Daytona. So certainly appreciate everyone joining in here tonight. Hope you are ready for a wet and wild Watkins Glen. Doesn't look like it's raining right now, but I promise you that rain is coming, and that track is nice and wet. Let's take a look at the points as we go through the rest of this season. Again, only a few races left here. Ernie Francis Jr. really having a stranglehold there on that pro division, followed closely by Hickman. Christian Proctor right there in 3rd place. On that AM side, you can see Aikman Pollard. He has a stranglehold on the AM division. Mark Szymanczyk there in 2nd, and then Zachary Garrison is going to round out your top 3. So CKR Sim Racing already in the chat saying he could not make the race tonight. We certainly hate to see that, but glad you are tuning in with us now. So it does look like we have some results here for the qualifying. So let's see if we can pop that up for you folks. I certainly hope you are all having a fantastic night. I know I am ready for one heck of a show tonight. So let's see if we can bring up your results there for the AM division. We got 7 drivers that is going to start this AM division. Aikman again is going to be your top qualifier there. Mark Szymanczyk in 2nd, Tyler Crawford in 3rd, Zachary Garrison there in 4th. Rory is going to be your driver in 5th place. And then you're going to have Dakota and Angel are going to round out your top 7. All right, let's see if we can take a look at this pro division and where they wound up here in qualifying. And that's going to be Hickman taking that top spot. Wade Moskowitz is going to be in 2nd. Ernie Francis in 3rd. Christian is going to be in 4th. Perchowski in 5th. Kurt is going to be in 6th. Trevor O'Neill in 7th. And then Brennan Gregg is going to round out your top 8. We've already got some Tyler Crawford fans in the chat. Brian saying Team Tyler reporting in already tonight. Certainly appreciate, Brian, you being here with us every single week. So thank you very much for that. CKR saying, let's go Aikman. So another Aikman fan. Now you can see, let's see if we can bring back up our info. You're going to see a wet and wild 3.3 miles here at Watkins Glen, 81 degrees. You see that pretty big change of altitude here. I can tell you we're going to go through a few of these turns where this wet weather is certainly going to play havoc with these drivers. So again, we're going to pop these drivers right back up here. So Hickman is going to bring them down. And as you see, Ernie is going to be in your third place there in that starting position. Look out for him. But Hickman has shown so much speed throughout this season. Going to be very interested to see what he is going to be able to do here with these cars. All right, they are still bringing these drivers down. We're going to see if we can shut off those driver details. Round 8. We've got 3 races, this one and only 2 more left here in that inaugural season. I hope everybody enjoyed and tuned in to last week when we took these drivers out here to that oval track there at Daytona, ran those Gen 4 cars around that track, and saw some fantastic results. It looks like Aaron Smith was able to bring home that win last week. So glad to have you all back this week. And here we go. We're going to take this left-hander and then this sharp right-hander. That pace car is going to pull off. And once they pull off, folks, it is going to be a mad dash here to turn 1. You can see there is not a lot of rain right now. But I can promise you it is definitely coming. And there you go, folks. That pace car is now off to the right-hand side. That's Hickman's going to bring them down. On the outside is Wade Moskowitz. Hickman running down to this turn. Now, this is going to be that scary turn. It looks like Ernie Francis is going to take a look to the right-hand side of Moskowitz. Oh, and Hickman is going to spin. He's going to pick up a couple of other Christian Proctors involved in that. Oh, my goodness. No front end for Hickman. That's going to open the door already for Ernie Francis Jr. Moskowitz is going to take over the lead, but we've got to go back and take a look and see what in the world happened to Hickman. Again, just under this heavy braking, he's going to get back on throttle right here on the exit, and that car just slides around. And Mark Szymanczyk is going to get involved. Christian Proctor's going to roll around. Oh my goodness, folks, what a change of events. Michael Hickman cannot catch a break this season, as now Wade Moskowitz is going to be your driver that is out front, and they are going to catch a course-wide caution here. Yeah, Brian saying Hickman homies. Yeah, as soon as you say something. There we are with Hickman. It looks like Szymanczyk shows us crash. Let's go back and take a look at Szymanczyk, see what happened there. Yeah, just that left rear tire just completely turned sideways on that car. Nothing he could do. It didn't look like Hickman got, him and Hickman got into a huge contact there, but that definitely happened. It looked like Christian Proctor was struggling as well to get himself through. You can see Christian Proctor, he's sideways on the track trying to get that car to go straight. That's not going to happen. He's going to have to take this down, folks. So what a change of events. Let's see if we can get back live here. I do show a caution out here on the track, but Moskowitz is certainly giving it the business. Let's go on to cockpit here with Wade. No, this is wide open, folks. There is not a caution. You can see on that top left-hand corner of that timing screen, it shows a caution unless they're trying to catch up here to the pace car. But Wade was able to turn the quickest lap there at a 2:12.657. Ernie that last lap at a 2:14. So Wade taking his time over this bus stop. Nice and dry through here. You want to make sure when it is raining, you want to stay off of these curbs. And Wade is able to do that in pretty solid fashion. Let's see if we can pop up a battle box here. Wade about 2.2 seconds out ahead of Ernie right now. And again, folks, I'm not certain what is going on with my timing tower here. It does show that this is yellow. We are going to take just a quick little reset on the tower to see if it'll reload these overlays for us. And it's not. It looks like it is going to stay stuck for us. Oh, CKR saying Ernie, Zach, and a non-league driver coming off a podium finish at the 6 hour. So very nice. Aikman, Mark, and Jonathan Marsh with a strong finish too. So very nice job by all of you drivers. Yeah, it looks like Robert is saying that they're under caution catching the pace car. Robert, I thought that as well, but there is no pace car out here. It's now a 204.424 out of Wade. He is not giving up that throttle. Ernie Francis with a 205.883. So now that interval up to 3 seconds between your first and second place driver. Let's see if we can go back and take a look at some of these racers. Angel there, and you can see that we've got a driver going in the pits. That's going to be Zachary Garrison. That is that pink Porsche that took some damage early on in this race. So you've got Angel, Dakota, and right behind him, Brent and Greg, all in a pile 1, 2, and 3 here. And you can see these drivers just staying away from those wet spots there on the curbs, about a foot off of the curbs. You can see the puddles. They want to stay away from those. It's almost impossible to drive those things when you hit those puddles. And this is one of the worst spots. Let's see if we can go on board here. See if we can find him. There we are. You can see the spray that Angel is putting up, just almost blinding him in the super wet spots. But now rolling around this sharp right-hander, not a lot of standing water, but right there you can see he hit a puddle. That wets those tires, makes it really hard to get into this turn. Again, just avoiding the puddles. Now this is quite a bit of an elevation change here to this right-hander. You can see Angel getting a little loose under braking there. Yeah, it said Wade now has caught the pace car. My goodness, folks. We turned several laps here under caution, and it looks like Wade had to really stand on that thing to catch that caution. So that timing tower is live. It is accurate. We are yellow. 6.5 minutes here at the 65-minute. Let's take a little bit of a breath and reset what happened. Hickman, your pole sitter there in that pro division, went into turn 1, got a little loose on the exit of 2 or exit of 1, collected several drivers as he spun out. That threw the caution for everybody, but man, these drivers really had to stand on it to catch that pace car. I think the pace car might have been turning quicker lap times than some of our drivers there. Yeah, CKR say pace car was zooming like it's a dry track. I know that pace car really turned into lap times. We should have had him up here on the tower on the left-hand side to see what he was running. Now, big question is going to be, now I know we are 7 minutes in. Are we going to have any drivers outside of those that had some damage, had to come down, get that fast repair done? Are we going to see anybody? You can see those lights are already out on the pace car, so they are going to go back green here this next lap. Yeah, Brian saying team pace car. Absolutely, this pace car has shown some speed here early on. Wade turning a 204 that lap, trying to catch him, and the pace car still outpacing him. Oh, we show Christian Proctor as crashed. Let's go back and take a look what happened to Christian here. He's trying to catch up. Oh, Oh, and there he goes. Hang on to it, Christian. Keep it right in the middle, and he's going to woe it down, lock it down. Everything is good. Christian Proctor is going to be able to catch up to this field here as they're going to come through the bus stop now. Get themselves ready to rack this thing back up. Wade, your leader. Ernie right behind. Jeff not far behind them. Aikman Pollard, your AM driver, leading the all AM drivers there. He is going to be third on the grid right now. Brian saying that Tyler thrives in these conditions. Well, Tyler sure did have a heck of a run, Brian, last week. Spinning out about, what, about 20, 30 minutes into that race, having to come all the way back. Aikman making a big mistake. I believe Aikman had about a 35-second lead, damaging that car. Tyler coming back, grabbing that win last week. He's got to be riding pretty high. Currently in second for all of those AM drivers. I'll tell you, really good to see Wade up here. I know Wade was turning a lot of laps in practice. I seen him in the chat. I seen him in the Discord turning a lot of laps this week. Very happy to see him up here. You know, Ernie is going to be fast as this race goes along. He's going to get quicker and quicker. Jeff Perchowski, about 2 races ago, we saw a really nice drive by him. Good to see him right up front as well. Now, Kurt, not too far behind. You can see him in that blue and white Porsche there. Rory's in third. He's right behind Tyler. Rory's in that AM division. He's in that yellow and green Porsche. So here we go, folks. It does look like the lights are out on the pace car, but he is not going to dive. He is going to dive off there onto pit road. So here we go. They are lined right back up now. It does look like maybe Rory did not get a good start. Kurt Basler's going to jump to the outside. Jeff is going to be on the inside of Aikman right here on the right-hand side. Coming through turn 1. Jeff's still going to be beside of him as they go up the hill. You can see Jeff hitting those puddles. That car's going to push, and there it is, a little touch. Tyler Crawford is looking to pounce. Aikman shutting the door on Tyler. Oh, here we go, folks. Are we going to have a pass? It looks like Wade is going to try to defend down to the bottom. He's not going to be able to get it done. Ernie's going to stay on the right-hand side. They're going to go through the bus stop together here in the rain. Wade is not giving that up. Ernie with a great run. Oh, my goodness. Ernie's going to get a little loose. He is going to make that pass on Wade. What fantastic driving early on by these folks here in these wet conditions. Let's see if we can go back and take a look at some other folks. It's now Zachary Garrison. Oh, and there he is. Turned around Kurt Basler. That's going to put some of these drivers. Angel's going to get the grass and get a little loose. That's going to open the door for Zachary. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened to Kurt. Kurt's in that blue and white Porsche here right behind Tyler. He's just going to overcook the entry of that turn. Oh, what great avoidance by everybody. You can see Hickman missing him, Angel missing him, Zach missing him. All right, let's see if we can get ourselves back up here live, folks. Gonna go back and take a look now. Ernie starting to stretch it out a little bit, about 0.6 of a second up in front of Wade. That Corvette of Jeff Perchowski, he is not letting go, folks. He is right behind these drivers. Aikman Pollard now starting to run back down Jeff. Jeff making a great move on that restart. But it does look like Aikman has this Mustang handling very well. Tyler Crawford right behind Aikman. That is going to be a battle for the lead here in the AM division. Aikman has it. Tyler wants it. Let's go back and take a look at Angel. Angel's in a battle. Angel was in a battle. Now a little bit of separation between him and the driver there in front of him of Brendan Gregg. All right, Aikman still turning this Mustang loose. Tyler right behind him, about 0.4 of a second, less than half a second behind. You can see Aikman really pushing wide on those turns. He's playing with a lot of margin. Tyler running your more traditional Watkins Glen lines. You can see Tyler just a little bit lower on the track than what Aikman is. That lead up front still at about 0.6 of a second. You can see Jeff Perchowski starting to struggle a little bit under these conditions. Aikman's tracking him back down. Right behind him is Tyler. Oh, Tyler just a little loose on the exit of that last turn. Getting right into that spray of Aikman. You can see that not being too terribly bad right now. You can see that sun is out. This track is going to dry off. Not a lot of cars out here, but it will start to dry. And you'll see these lap times coming further and further down as they get more comfortable. Tyler, that last lap going purple for that AM division at a 57.213 to Aikman's 57.5, so about 0.3 faster. And man, that bus stop still so wet, so slippery. Oh, Tyler getting loose there on the exit. That is going to slow him down. That puts about another 1/10, maybe a 1/10.5 behind Aikman. Let's go back up front and take a look at these two drivers. Now we have flip-flopped. Hang on just a second, folks. What has happened? Wade Moskowitz now out in the lead. Let's go back and take a look. Wade just catching him there, and he is going to dive bomb him right there at the last second. Wade Moskowitz taking the lead back over from Ernie. Wow, what a great pass. It does show that we've got Zachary Garrison. We had some Zach fans out there in chat last week as he put on one heck of a show. Just under, oh, that's going to be pretty heavy damage. It's going to fold up that front splitter. He's going to have to wait for a lot of these drivers to go by too, so that's going to slow him down quite a bit. We're going to go right back up front. It does look like Wade Moskowitz has found something in this Porsche. He has found something tonight, folks. 155.8. He is purple on the field. That last lap, he turned a 6.390 to Ernie Francis's 7.498. Folks, Wade Moskowitz is on something tonight. And you saw that aggressive move. He wants this race. CKR there in the chat saying end of race tire strategy is going to make this interesting. Yeah, if the track dries up, I agree. Do you take wets? Do you stay on dries? I'm sure they are going to take a look and see what that map is going to show, but you have to think, CKR, as you can see the spray on the exit of these cars, that's not a lot of spray. You're almost in dry tire category now, right? You can see a couple of puddles, but you can start to see some dry spots in the track. You are so right. This is going to create quite the scenario here. As now you can see Ernie Francis, he took that last turn a little wide, got off into the marbles. Let's go right back over here to this battle for the lead in your AM division. Again, Aikman Pollard with so many wins out here on this season. Tyler, your most recent AM winner, And I heard him in the Discord this week, folks. Tyler wants this battle. He wants to run it out between these two Mustangs. And here they go. Tyler just ever so close. If he can get a good run up this hill, he's going to have some draft. He's going to be a little bit too far to make that pass here in the bus stop. I think Aikman could defend it pretty well. So now is not the time, but he is getting closer and closer. I will tell you, a driver that has showed a lot of pace tonight, Dakota Howard, right behind these drivers, 2.5 seconds. He just went purple last lap, folks. 156.753 in that AM division. All right, looks like oh, now Aikman's going to get loose. I was going to say Tyler's starting to back off a little bit, but Aikman getting loose in the middle of that turn allowed Tyler to get right back on him. Now just mere inches are going to separate these two drivers. As this track dries up, it does look like Tyler has a little bit more pace here than Aikman does. He's just got to find the right time to make that pass. And now that gap between Wade and Ernie Francis up to 2 seconds. Oh, really getting in there hard. You see Tyler hard on the brakes. It's going to push him a little wide. That's going to cost him a couple of car lengths there into one. Man, this is that was a 2.4 second gap back to Dakota Howard. But folks, I got to tell you, he is on the march. 1.8 seconds now behind these drivers. He is catching these two Mustangs, and he is doing that in a hurry. Dakota finding something here in the rain tonight. Yeah, again, Tyler just taking that more narrow approach, the quicker line, the shorter line around the track. Aikman still just playing within those lines, staying away from the curbs, away from the puddles. Now that gap back is 1.6 seconds. Last lap, Dakota again going purple at a 1:56.0 to a 57.0 in front of him. So he's a second faster than these two guys. You can start to see him. He's poking in. There is that Mercedes right behind these two Mustangs. Here he comes. Now that gap 1.5 seconds. All right, let's see if we go through the field for you now. 22 minutes in. Wade Moskowitz still leading this race overall and leading in your pro division here. He now is up to 1.3 seconds. That was about 1.8, 1.9. So Ernie has started to reel him back in. Ernie going purple last lap at a 55.7. So Ernie's starting to find a little bit more pace here. He is going to be second overall on the grid and your second place driver there in the pro division. Jeff Perchowski having a great run. He is in third. And then you've got this battle, Aikman Pollard right behind him, Tyler Crawford. They're in fourth and fifth on the field, but first and second there in that AM division. Dakota Howard turning it up. He started to lose a little bit of time there. Maybe those tires giving up a bit. He was about 1.5, now about 1.8 seconds behind. So lost a couple of tenths that last lap. Roy is going to be in 4th position here in your AM division. Brennan Gregg, Pro Division driver, there in 4th. He is 8th on the field overall, but 4th in his division. Then we've got Kurt. We saw Kurt spin that car a little bit earlier on in this race. Mark Szymanczyk is going to be quickly behind him. There is Mark. Mark having to come down pit road. He had to take a tow early on in this race. That is your 2nd place driver in the ports in the AM division. We're going to come right back up here. And I got to tell you, I do not see a whole lot of spray now. So here becomes the question. CKR brought it up a little bit earlier. When do you come in? There's not a lot of spray on the back of these cars. Will dry tires hold on? If they will, and you can turn, you know, in dry tires in completely dry conditions, you're turning 43s, 44s. If you can throw dries on your car, can you turn 10, 11, 12 seconds faster than some of these other drivers here on wets? Yeah, Brian's saying Wade is on another level. Well, he might be on another level, but I'll tell you who has found something and found another gear, and that's Ernie Francis Jr. Now only about 7/10 of a second behind here, Wade. I believe Wade wants to see the rain come back, because in the wet, it looked like Wade just found something that no one else had. But once this track starts to dry out, Ernie creeping back in. Still a lot of puddles. I don't know. What do you do out there, chat? Do you say, listen, if I'm Wade and Ernie gets by me, do I drop down and get dries, turn a couple laps 10 to 11 seconds faster, and just try to run the risk of not spinning that car out? Or do you just stick it out? Christina out there in chat. Christina, appreciate you joining us. I don't know if you saw earlier on Zachary getting caught up in that initial lap 1 accident there with Hickman. Oh, here we go, folks. Now, Ernie's got a fantastic run. He's going to take the outside here, going to the bus stop. I think Wade wants to fight him. He's going to block him a little bit down to the inside. They're going to go side by side. It looks like Wade is going to have to give that up. He doesn't have a choice. Now, we talked about that a little bit earlier. You know, what does Wade do here? When that thing was hard rain, Wade unbeatable. But now that this track dries out, does he come in and get dries? Not a lot of spray on these drivers. There's a good amount of dry track here. If I'm Wade, I think my play is to come in, get some dries. Wade is not allowing Ernie to go too far away from him. He is all over the back end of this Porsche. Let's see what Wade does. If he's going to come in, now is the time to do it. He's got to be thinking about it. Again, just not a lot of spray off of the back end of these cars. CKR saying dry line has not started to form yet. Yeah, and that's got to be the thing, right? If you can nurse this thing around on dries, is there enough traction out there right now to make that thing 5-6 seconds faster a lap than these wets, or are the wets the fastest way around this track right now? I do see quite a dry line. As you can see, Wade is running through these curves to try to get some water on these tires and cool them down just a little bit. Now, folks, on that dash, you're going to be able to see, you can't see it now because we are not driving in that car, but what Wade is going to be able to see, he's going to be able to see tire temperatures, and he's going to know what these wets are doing. And if they get up above about 220 degrees, he's got to start thinking about putting dries on. Oh, we show Angel as crashed. Let's see if we can go back and take a look, see what happened to Angel. Hard braking zone here, elevation change going down, and there it is. Just loop that car around. No harm, no foul. Just a couple of seconds there on the slide. He is right back on the track. Yeah, I will tell you too, CKR, right now, it looks like these drivers are, it looks like Wade has not allowed Ernie to go away, so he's not really losing a lot by having Ernie right there in front of him and using that draft to suck himself back up. All right, we're going to come back here, take a look at Dakota Howard. He is all over the back end of Tyler. Again, this driver on a fantastic ride tonight. Now the gap a little bit more settled down. We're going to go right back up here and take a look at this lead. Wade, again, just not allowing Ernie to get away from him. I'll tell you, Wade has just impressed tonight already. He knows this track. He is getting all four tires off of that bus stop, finding his way around this track, only about 4/10 of a second now behind Ernie. I don't know, CKR. I see quite a dry line here. I think Dries, the first driver to come down and get Dries, could have a huge advantage. They say the rule of thumb is if you don't see a lot of spray out of the back of these cars, Dries will work. Man, Dakota now ever so close to Tyler. He wants that second position. Looks like Tyler's going to get a little loose there on the exit of that right-hander. He's going to settle that back down, and now Dakota's going to take a wider line through that really sharp left-hander. Oh, and here you go, folks. There you go. Both of these drivers in. I do believe you're going to see some Dries come out of this pit stop. Now, what they've got to watch for, and we're going to stick right here, is you have to watch for this exit of this pits because they have not been driving on these on this pit road. So there are going to be some puddles out here. And let's see what happens. Ernie now up, Wade up. It looks like Aikman coming up. Tyler's in the pits. Ernie is the first one down. Wade now down. Getting some fuel. Ernie off in a big way. He's going to get about a second, maybe even a second and a half lead there on the exit. And now Jeff Perchowski's going to take over the lead here in the Pro Division. He's got to start thinking about coming in and get some dry tires. Oh, Jeff is just loose. You can tell on the exit of these turns. You see that dry line really working its way in there on the outside. Yeah, I feel like, folks, I feel like this dry line is in now. I think Ernie and Wade come in at the right time. I wish Wade would have countered him, maybe come in a lap earlier, 2 laps early, just to put a little bit of pressure on that leader. Dakota Howard now coming down. He was your leader there in that AM division after Aikman and Tyler come down and had their pits completed. Now the big question is going to be, he was within about half a second of Tyler. He stayed out another lap. Very interested to see what's going to happen as he spent another lap on wet tires. What that is going to mean for those lap times. Let's go back and take a look at this driver still out here on the track, still running those wets. Jeff Berchowski in this vet. Last lap turning a 56.5. Ernie last lap turned a 2:37, obviously coming in those pits and getting that stop completed. Now, if you want to know the difference, Ernie on and off pit road has now a 5.5 second lead over Wade Moskowitz. So he got on and off pit road just fantastic with about a 5.5 second lead over Wade. Man, Jeff right at that dry line. Is he going to come down right now? Yeah, Tyler Dilhoff saying that here comes Tyler. Tyler's about a second away from Zach Garrison, but about another 1.5 seconds away from Aikman. Man, I do believe, folks, Dakota was able to jump Tyler. As you can see, Aikman up there a little bit ahead of both of these drivers. Jeff Berchowski now coming down pit road. This is your leader in that pro division, deciding to come down pit road. He's going to get some dries. Let's see what happens, as it looks like Jeff now, we're going to see once he gets this pit stop done, where is Ernie? Ernie now coming out of 4. So I believe Jeff is going to be way behind. Yeah, Jeff is now exiting pit road. This could be close, folks. Jeff might get out in front of him. He's not going to, now just exiting. Yeah, so he is not going to be able to get out in front of Ernie. He is, however, going to be able to get out in front of Moskowitz. Moskowitz now about 13 seconds behind the leader. So Wade must have, something has happened to Wade. Wade now turning a 2:02 that last lap. Certainly he clicked dries, folks. Did he stay on wets? Unfortunately, did he stay on wets? Oh, and you can see how loose Wade is. Just coming through that bus stop. Your leader here, Ernie Francis Jr., going purple that last lap at a 53.725. Oh, we got a crash here by Crawford. Let's go back and take a look at Tyler. What happened, Tyler? He's going through the bus stop. Takes it a little wide. He's okay there. Oh, got into the water. He's probably on dries. Just slid that car. Let off of the brakes. Back on the throttle. Very nicely done. Zach Garrison going by him there on the bottom. back in action now. See if we can take a look at this melee. Mark Szymanczyk is on the right-hand side here of Kurt. He's going to have the preferred line going through this turn. Mark has been on the march. Mark turned purple that last lap at a 53.855, but he's going to back way off and let Kurt take that preferred line through that turn. We're going to go right back up here and take a look at Tyler. Tyler getting back by Zach Garrison. Zach is going to come down and take a pit stop. I believe Zach, with some pretty big damage, is going to come down and try to get some damage fixed. Wow, it has been a wet and wild race, but this thing has now started to dry out. You can see that line coming in. 14.5 seconds now up for Ernie Francis Jr. in that Pro Division. In the AM Division, however, this race is not over, folks. Take a look at this. Dakota Howard taking that Mercedes here around Watkins Glen. He is now all over the back end. That gap only 0.3 of a second here to your leader in that AM Division. Now he's going to look to the left-hand side. He's going to not have the preferred line, but there is momentum on this outside. He's not going to be able to hang it. Is he going to do a crossover? He is going to make a crossover pass. Aikman not able to do anything about it. Dakota Howard now taking over your lead in the AM Division. Oh, then he's going to shoot that turn wide. Aikman's going to have a great run. It looks like Dakota's going to be able to hold him off here. But man, this driver has been on a mission all race long. He is now going to be in front of this AM Division. Now with almost a second lead already over Aikman. Aikman not needing to do anything crazy. That driver has such a great lead in the points of that AM Division. He just needs to have a good solid finish, a top 2, a top 3 finish, and he is going to be in great shape. Now Tyler going purple that last lap, your third place driver in the AM Division, a 51.236. Michael Hickman going purple, a 50.457. So lots of drivers here turning some fantastic lap times. Now the purple lap going to Mark Szymanczyk at a 58.40. Man, Dakota has just gotten himself really in fantastic shape now. Wade Moskowitz is not done battling, folks. He has caught Jeff Perchowski in that Porsche. Wade on another level tonight. We heard that in the chat a little bit earlier. He's going to take that turn and aggressively get by Jeff Perchowski. Jeff is going to try to cross him over, not quite able to make that move. Wade's going to get the right rear off into the grass, but he's going to defend here. Get that pass done on Jeff. Jeff back to third now. It's going to be a really big draft opportunity for Jeff. Is Wade going to defend down to that bottom line? Jeff's going to back off, allow Wade to get this passed on, see what he's capable of now. 19 seconds behind your leader there of Ernie Francis Jr. These drivers turning in the 50s. Ernie a 48.855 last lap. We got to go back here and take a look at Tyler Crawford now. Tyler has made this pass. Oh, we show a crash by your leader. Ernie Francis Jr. has now jumped to the pits. He's going through the bus stop. Oh, he's going to get that car sideways. He's going to overcorrect to the left. No, he's going to spin it out, back it right into the tire barriers, folks. I hear the engine blow in that Porsche. Ernie Francis has now sent that thing to the pits. That is going to turn the lead back over here to Wade Moskowitz, and Jeff Perchowski is going to be right behind him, and they're now battling for that lead. Half a second is going to separate these two drivers. Michael Hickman is right behind him. He's a lap down. But this now is your battle for the lead. Ernie backing that Porsche into the tire barriers, destroying that engine. His night is over. Dilhoff saying, didn't Ernie race this track? Yes, he did in real life a few weeks ago. As you remember, Ernie missed the race. I cannot remember if it was Detroit or Indy, but he did miss that race because he was here in real life. But now he is in the pits with a fast repair, trying to get that completed. But all of a sudden, Wade Moskowitz back into your leader position. Jeff Perchowski right behind him. What a change of events. I don't know if it's going to do a whole lot for the points, as Ernie has such a stranglehold on the points. Aikman has now taken his car to the pits. I don't see Aikman has any sort of damage. Let's go back and take a look at Aikman. He is coming down pit road. Did he maybe put wets on and now has to go to dries? So here we go, folks. We are 45 minutes into a 65-minute race. Jeff Perchowski all over the back end of Wade. Now with Ernie Francis going out, back in that Porsche into the tire barriers, blowing that engine that has put this race as a paramount race here for the lead. Moskowitz feels that Corvette breathing all over the back of him. Jeff heavy under braking. Jeff taking that turn a little bit shorter, not able to get back on the throttle based on where that water is like he wants. Using every bit of that curbing there. Little tight on the exit, but he's able to get it to work. Here is the big turn. Here's where you make or break a ton of time. Heavy braking right here. Get as close as you can to that curb. Oh, and Jeff is going to spin it. Oh, no. He's going to get it turned back around, but we were on board with Jeff as he gets back onto the throttle to try to gain another foot of space between him and Wade Moskowitz. He is going to loop that Corvette and give Wade now a 6.5 second lead in your pro division. What a huge change of events, folks. Things are going crazy here at Watkins Glen. Michael Hickman a lap down right behind your driver here of Wade Moskowitz. Wade probably going to just wave Hickman around and say, go ahead. I'm 6.2 seconds behind. Mr. Gill saying Unreal Racing. Mr. Gills, you've got to love this, man. I got to tell you, if you are into watching any sort of iRacing, you have to love this right now, right? Just a fantastic job. Angel Rodriguez now crashing. Let's go back and take a look at Angel. Roy is going to make that hard right-hander. He's going to try to dive underneath the Angel. They're going to carry this bus stop. Oh, and Angel's going to miss the bus stop and go right into that outside retaining wall. That is going to put Angel back in the pit. So, again, here's Wade Moskowitz now 6 seconds ahead of Jeff. Now, 47 minutes in, 47.5 minutes in, he's going to come here and take this lap with probably about 49 minutes to go. 6 second lead. Moskowitz could make history right now as the first winner here at Watkins Glen in the USRA series if he could just hang on, keep his wits about him, hit those marks, and move on. Yeah, let's go back and take a look at Tyler Crawford, folks. Brian reminding me that now we have a battle here in this AM division. Dakota Howard taking it from Aikman. But now here comes Tyler. Now it looks like Dakota's going to defend here to the right. Tyler's going to stay patient, back that turn up. Very smart move here. We got plenty of time left, about 25 minutes to go. Tyler doesn't need to push anything right now, it sounds like, and it seems like he's the quicker driver. Now, with a fantastic drive, he's going to shoot that down to the left-hand side. Dakota's going to give him room. Now, if Dakota can hang on the outside, he's going to have this right-hander, and he is going to be able to stay beside of him. Now in the wet a little bit. Tyler with a great move on the outside, folks. On the outside of that leader there, Dakota Howard. Now put Tyler Crawford as your leader in that AM division. Tyler, that last lap went purple at a 47.190. Christian Proctor went purple last lap in the Pro Division at a 47.0. So you can see these drivers really close to each other in times. Tyler Crawford now starting to space this out a little, about half a second lead over Dakota. I will tell you, Jeff Perchowski has chopped 2 seconds off of that lead for Wade. Wade is going to have to find a little bit more pace with 15 minutes to go. No way he can hold on to this lead if he doesn't find a little bit more speed. As it looks like Jeff cut about 1.5 seconds off of that. Now Kurt has crashed. Let's go back and take a look at Kurt. Again, this bus stop has been a killer tonight. Right there. That is, we call that the Ernie Francis wreck. Exactly what happened to Ernie. Except Ernie backing it into the tire barriers. Kurt was able to keep that thing rolling. All right, back up here. Let's take a look at Kurt. Kurt and Hickman. They're fighting for position. Hickman now making that pass on Kurt. Kurt with that earlier wreck about a lap ago. Yeah, Brian, Ernie did hit the wall when he did it. Kurt was able to not do that. Now, you can see Kurt is right in front of your leader there of Wade. But I will tell you, folks, what was 4 seconds is now only 2.4. This gentleman right here in this black Corvette is on a mission, and he is driving the wheels off of this thing, gaining at least another second. 45.5 going purple that last lap. Jeff Perchowski on a roll, tracking down Wade Moskowitz. Wade now putting a driver between him and Jeff, and that's Kurt Basler, but I'm not sure if that's going to matter, folks. We've got about 15 minutes, 13 minutes now left in this race. Jeff Perchowski cutting 4 seconds off of that lead from Wade. If we had the Jaws theme, it would come out right now. Jeff has, once this track has dried, Jeff is in another gear right now. Tyler going purple that last lap at a 46.8. The hunt continues right here. Now only down to 1.8 seconds between these two drivers. Don't look now, folks. We have another battle. This is going to be for the lead in the AM division. Dakota Howard has caught back up to Tyler Crawford. That gap now only 0.4 of a second. Dakota has now found something. Tyler's going to get a little spray going onto the back of Dakota. You can see Dakota hitting those wipers. Dakota has not stopped battling for this lead here in this AM division. He wants it. He wants the interview. Now 11 minutes to go in this race. 53 minutes into a 65-minute race. Tyler has to find some rhythm. He's got to find a little bit more speed. Man, Dakota in that Mercedes has just really running down those straights as hard as he can. Now Dakota goes purple. 46.7, picking up 2/10, almost 3/10 on your leader here. Three-tenths is the gap. That lead up front in that pro division now only 1.2 seconds. 1.3 seconds now as Jeff Perchowski is hunting down Wade Moskowitz. 11 minutes remains in this race. Dakota with the drive of his life in this AM division, all over the back end of Tyler. Tyler having such bad luck all the way through the season, able to break through that barrier, pick up that win last week with a accident by Aikman. But I will tell you folks, this week he has earned this thing. He has been quick. He has tracked down every driver in front of him, able to make those passes, and here he is leading this thing. But there is a driver in that Mercedes that is all over the back end of him, that now extending to almost a second lead. So while that thing starts to cool down a little bit, we're going to come right back up here, folks. Wade Moskowitz, your leader in the pro division, 55 minutes in, now only 10 minutes left. Less than a second as Jeff Perchowski in that vet hunting this driver down. Can Jeff get this done? Find a way around Wade? Will he make another mistake? Howard is definitely hungry. You can see on those timing towers there on the left-hand side, that down to 0.8 of a second. Oh, it looks like Wade getting all four of those tires off of that bus stop a little bit, and that stops him, slows him down from being able to get back on the throttle there. Jeff only getting those left sides on, it keeps that car settled a little bit. He's able to get on the throttle a little bit sooner. But Jeff has turned purple lap after purple lap, a 45.389 that last lap. 0.8 of a second is now going to separate these drivers. Only a handful of laps to go. 0.8 second separates your AM drivers, the first and second, Tyler and Dakota. Man, Wade now, that rearview mirror full of that American Corvette. Jeff trying to find a way to get by this Piggly Wiggly machine. Now he is close enough. Wade is going to take that. You can see Wade overdriving a little, right? So he sees him in the background. He's going to get super pushy there on the exit. That is going to allow Jeff to get closer and closer. Now Tyler with a 1.4, 1.5 second lead over that second place to Dakota. So now Dakota is cooling down just a little bit. Jeff is in beast mode. Brian. Now only 0.4 of a second is going to separate these drivers. 1.8 second from first and second in the AM division. So here is your race. Now Wade is going to start snaking down that straightaway to get away from Jeff. I don't know if he can do it. Wade over driving that car again. He is giving that Porsche everything that he has. Jeff Perchowski having a fantastic drive earlier, about 3 races ago. And this is what we thought we would see from this driver. He is going to try to take a look to the left-hand side. Wade is blocking like crazy. There's going to be a little contact going into the turn. Jeff is underneath of him. And there he goes. He's going to have this right-hander. Wade can take this wide and stay aggressive. He is not going to. I believe he's going to give up the ghost. Put Jeff Perchowski now in the lead here. What a great drive and rundown from Jeff after that little bobble that he had, turning that car sideways. And there he goes. Look at him just set sail, folks. Once he got by Wade, this driver right now just on a different level. We'll see what he turns, but this is a passing lap. Even on a passing lap, a 45.8 to Wade's 47.2. This driver knows this track. He is locked in right now, and I don't think there is any beating him unless he beats himself. 7/10 now separating these two drivers. Only 6 minutes to go in this race. They're turning about 145, so you can look at 4 laps to go. Wade is not going to give up. You know that driver is going to keep giving it everything he has. But man, Jeff has just found something here with these dry tires. Tyler Crawford now up to 1.6. Christian Proctor showing his crash. Let's go back and take a look at Christian. Coming down here into turn 1. Oh, he's just not. Oh, and that is heavy damage to the front end of that car. He just stayed on the throttle, got that car a little loose, tried to drive out of it. Jeff now up to 1.3 seconds. Brian saying, I hope he's okay. Yeah, that was a hard lick. I believe if that was real life, Christian will be in the in-care center there, getting himself looked at. Yeah, Crawford turned a 46.7 that last lap. Dakota was a little bit faster at a 46.5. That race not quite over yet. Let's see if we can go back and take a look. Now, these two drivers, 3rd and 4th on the field overall. 1st and 2nd, they're in that AM division. Dakota has not allowed Tyler to sneak away at all. Man, this driver here, that Liquid Death Mustang, has found some rhythm later on in this season. If he can hang on to this thing, that is going to be yet again, that'll be 2 in a row for Tyler. Dilhoff saying if he loses, he's on probation. I got to tell you, there is a hungry driver of that Mercedes right behind Tyler, though, and he has not allowed him to get away. Now only 1.1 second behind him. They are almost mirroring their lap times to each other. That is exactly what Tyler wants to see, though. Michael Hickman still turning some amazing laps. 45, 189 that last lap. He went purple. He's worked his way all the way back up to 5th from looping that car earlier on in this race. You'd love to see Hickman really get, and he went purple again at a 45.017. You'd really love to see him put a whole race together. See what he's capable of doing. Jeff Perchowski now out to a 2-second lead. This is your closest battle right here. This is Tyler Crawford. Right behind him, Dakota Howard in that Mercedes. Trying to find every inch that he can to get this win done. Now, once these drivers come back around, we will see if they're going to take that white flag. I believe you're going to have 2 more laps to go, depending on where Perchowski is. Oh, Jeff way wide right there. Wade is not too far behind him now. If Jeff continues to make those little bitty bobbles, Wade will jump all over that and capitalize. Jeff really just need to hang on here. He's got a 2-second lead. That lead back between Tyler and Dakota is now only a second, now below a second. I do believe this is going to be your white flag coming through. Only a minute and a half to go. I will tell you, it has been a long time since we have talked to Jeff Perchowski, but he certainly has found something here. One of your faster drivers last season, if you watched us and you saw some of those drivers, he had some fantastic pace. Lots of podiums for that driver. Had some struggles earlier on in this season, but man, he has really displayed all of his talents tonight as he now is going to lead Wade. Wade was such a fantastic drive all the way throughout this race. So good in the rain. I believe Wade was your fastest by far driver there in the rain. Ernie Francis taking that lead over, backing and losing it, backing his car into these tire barriers, blowing that engine. That put him back on the pit road. That opened the door here for Perchowski. Jeff getting loose as he was tracking down Wade. Wade with a 6-second advantage. Jeff able to track that advantage down and not only catch him, but now almost 3 seconds ahead. And he is going to bring this thing around now. Just a few turns left for Perchowski. It has been a long season, but he has stuck with it. Found his pace later on in the season. Stayed patient behind Wade, found a way around him. And here he comes, folks. He's got a left-hander right here, then he's going to have a right-hander, and he can call this thing a great win. As you can see, he is now coming off of that turn. Put Jeff Perchowski as your first-time winner here this season in that Pro Division. Wade is going to wind up in second, but not too far behind them. Tyler Crawford is going to once again pick up back-to-back wins here. There he is in that Liquid Death Mustang, once again picking up a win here at Watkins Glen. Right behind him, Dakota Howard. Brendan Gregg not to be outdone. He looks like he is going to wind up in a top 3 position as that left rear tire is sideways on that car, but he is going to pick up 3rd. And man, all the way back here, it looks like Rory is going to pick up 3rd there in your AM division. Aikman Pollard is going to wind up 4th. What a huge win for Jeff and Tyler. Tyler with his 2nd in a row. Jeff with a much deserved win. And I know I have talked to that driver a few times. He is going to be ecstatic over this race. And we're going to see if we can hide that timing tower. Jeff's just taking a couple of victory laps here. We're going to see if we can catch this driver here in the waiting room. We're going to see if we can talk to Tyler as well. Dilhoff saying, yeah, it's a great day for Jeff. It really was a great day for him. Congratulations to that driver. Much deserved win there. I know he's going to be ecstatic. That's going to be a big weight off of his shoulders. Here are your two winners: Tyler Crawford in that AM division, Jeff Perchowski in that pro division. What a great picture of these drivers here at Watkins Glen. There you have it, folks, your two winners. There you go. Let's see if we can pull up. It does look like we might have Tyler Crawford already. Let's see if we can back this up a little bit. Give Tyler his much deserved time. And let's see if we can bring him in. Tyler's already in our waiting room. He is excited. Tyler, this is John here in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you loud and clear, John.
Well, I will tell you, man, 2 in a row. I think last week, you know, Aikman with a little bit of a bobble there, but man, this week you just drove the wheels off of that car. Great battle with you and Dakota. It looked like Dakota was really good later on when that track started to dry out on those wets. And then in the dry, seemed like you had quite a bit more pace in the beginning. Dakota coming back to give you quite the battle. So walk through your race here.
Yeah, you know, there was the chaos there in the first corner that I was lucky enough to avoid. And after that, we just kind of kept the pace as best as we could. And I made the decision 2 laps to go that when we pit, I could start to see a line come in. So we made the decision to hop on the dries, and it ended up paying off. Once a couple laps in and they got some heat into them, they really, really stuck down. And you know, I think that was really the difference maker for me.
Well, not only was it a difference maker, but again, you had a really nice battle there with Dakota. Fantastic job. You certainly navigated your way around here better than any other driver in that AM division. 2 wins back to back. We've got 2 races to go. How do you feel about your remaining tracks?
I'm somewhat confident with Barber. I've done some races there. And then Daytona is a classic. Everyone loves Daytona. So, you know, I like my odds to, you know, maybe squeeze in another couple of podiums here. We'll have to see where that puts me with the points at the end of the year. But yeah, like you said, good race with Dakota there towards the end. He really kept me honest the whole last 15 minutes.
Yeah, he really did, and he had a fast Mercedes tonight. Well, Tyler, I know you have a ton of fans out here in the chat like you do every single week. We're going to turn it over to you and let you give your shout outs.
Yeah, got to give it up to the Crawl Daddy crazies that are out here every week hanging out watching me race. You know, I really appreciate it, as well as everyone else. You know, you could be doing anything else with your Thursday night, but here you are watching us drive circles every Thursday night. So, you know, everyone that comes out and watches, I appreciate everybody, and Trevor and Miles for putting this on. It's been a lot of fun. So,
yeah, it really has. And, you know, season 1 has been a blast, a lot of fireworks going on, and you certainly supplied some of those tonight. So fantastic job, Tyler. We'll get you back and let you celebrate with your team and your fans.
thanks.
So there you have it, your winner there in the AM division. Great job by that driver. Now, let's talk to this gentleman here because I know he is going to want to get in this broadcast booth. Jeff, this is John in the booth. You got a copy?
John, I got you, man.
Well, man, I will tell you, I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking, but all this season, you know, as we went through these last couple laps, I thought, man, Jeff has just really had a tough season. This is your coming out party. Fantastic job. It looked like you really started to run way down, and then you got loose, gave him about 6 seconds, tracked him back down. Man, you found something in that Corvette here in these dry conditions. So walk me through your race, walk me through your season, and man, this has got to feel good to get that win under your belt.
Yeah, man, this has been a long time coming for sure. You nailed it on the head. This race is a really good analogy. I've seen it's a really good analogy for how my season's gone. Right, you know, a lot of promise, but even through my podium finish in the standings last season, I still wasn't able to get a win because those Scott boys were just lightning fast every race. But man, yeah, this race started out. I was not excited for this race at all. I was like, man, do I really want to do this? I got a trip coming up this weekend in real life. Do I really want to, sit here and put myself through this rain race? I know they said it's going to be changing conditions too. And the one thing that is worse for me than a rain race is a strategy race where, see, my thing is I love strategy in real life races, but those guys have strategists that are paid the big bucks to make the calls for them. And in iRacing, you got to do it all. You got to drive, you got to be your own strategist, you got to be your own pit crew, you got to be everything. You got to do everything on your own. So I was not looking forward to this at all. I was just like, if I can just get enough on Kurt and Christian where I can set myself good up for a podium spot these last couple races, I'm happy with that. That's what I wanted to do. That's been my goal the whole season. Just get another podium. It's a really competitive field this year, as you've seen. I mean, so many races where I put myself in position either from a qualifying spot or from a really great pace in the race, and just threw it away, either by making a mistake or having a bad pit call. I mean, you can name it. VIR threw the race away. Road Atlanta threw the race away with a pit call. Um, Long Beach got completely screwed by an incident that was not of my doing and a caution coming out. All these things, just like, man, when is the luck going to turn around? And these last couple races have been kind of the opposite of that, where the finish was not indicative of where I started the day. I mean, I was starting back of the pack, back of the pack, Belle Isle, back of the pack, Chicago Street at a street course, and ended up just grinding my way through the field, avoiding wrecks, having good pit strategy, having good pace to get a top five. And I'm like, man, when is one race just completely go my way? No mistakes, no strategy stuff, none of that. And funny enough, it came in the race with the most weather, the most strategy of the whole season. So I don't really have any words for that, man. I saw that wreck in turn one and I got through it. And like, okay, well, now I have a chance with this caution. I can just stay in front of most of the pro guys, just have a good, clean run, see if I can keep in touch with Ernie and those guys and wait a little bit. I know I'm not going to have the pace with them in the rain. And then it started to dry up. And I'm thinking, man, what do I want to come in and pit? I'm going to have to do something off strategy of them if I want to have a chance. So I ended up staying out, running the tank dry. They pitted 2 laps before I did to come in on the dries. Really, I wanted to see what they did. I wanted to see if they had any thought of putting the wets on. They put the dries on. I stayed out. That lost me a bit of time. And when I came out, my tires were ice cold. That was when I knew Wade was catching me. You'd say that I caught up to Wade from 6 seconds back. Wade caught up to me for about 8 seconds back after I came out of the pits. Okay. And I was just thinking, man, if I would have pitted when they pitted, if I would have just done what Ernie did, I could have had a podium in the bag. And now Wade is catching me, running me down, and ended up getting by me just because I didn't get the tires heated up fast enough. And then all of a sudden, he gets by me. I'm battling him. I'm just trying to stay in touch with him so we can keep this podium. And Ernie meatballs out of nowhere. I don't even know what happened. I didn't watch the replay. And he's gone out of the race. All of a sudden, this is the battle for the win. Nobody out back. And I'm just thinking, man, if I would have just pitted a couple laps earlier, I could have had this in the bag. That would have been my easy win. It would have been easy. So just got in my head, got a little bit too aggressive on the curve there and won, and just spun it. Never wrecked there before. Of course, the one spot in the track that's still wet on dry tires I hit. So it's like my luck strikes again. And then all of a sudden after that, I don't know what happened. The car came alive. The car, it got some kind of nitrous, extra turbo. I don't know what happened. The car came alive after that moment. And I just said, okay, those guys are so far out back. The pro guys, I'm not going to lose any spots if I go off here. I'm just going to go all out. I don't care. And I just drove it like it was totally dry. There was still some puddles. Certain places made it a little bit sketchy, but especially in the bus stop. But I was just like, I'm going to leave it all out there because there is nothing I have left to lose, really. I mean, I just had another win slip away from something, from both bad luck and also me making my own mistakes. So I did not want to let that happen again. Somehow ran down a 6 second gap and knew that I was quicker in that kind of middle sector of the track from the bus stop to the exit of the boot. And I wanted to make sure that I was able to get him on entry because the Corvette used the brakes to your advantage with the Corvette's really strong brakes. The Porsche has better traction out of the corner, so I wanted to make sure to get him on the entry and was able to just squeeze by him. And then thankfully, like unlike every other race this year, no lap traffic, no distractions to mess me up, and just hit my marks, and I was able to get it done, man. So I can't, I don't really have any more words than that. That was just a pretty unbelievable, like what an unexpected ending What an unexpected way to get my first win. That's all I can say.
And you know, sometimes, Jeff, sometimes that's exactly what happens, and that's exactly what you need. An unexpected way to win. Sometimes you expect to be quick at places and you pick those wins up. Sometimes it's more frustrating to lose at some of those places you expect to be quick than certainly these unexpected wins. But man, you made it happen tonight. Congratulations. We'll turn it over to you and let you give your shout outs.
Thank you, man. Yeah, you hit it right on the head with that last part. I got to address that. I was thinking VIR should be racing for the win and did wreck myself out of it. The street circuits, I had a chance at winning those if I would have just not qualified last. Like I just could not. The new tire model really messed it up too. I just could not figure that out for the longest time. And with me not being able to practice a whole lot for this race too, sometimes I wouldn't have it any other way, right? And that's what I love about this. What I love about this league. So that's the first thank you is to you and to all the guys in the league. I'm so glad we got to do this for another season. But this is my last time in the interview booth because it's only the winner, and you know how my life's gone this year. I want to thank them so much for how great this season's gone. Even though it's been rough, it's been bad luck. I'm just so thankful for them for racing hard, racing clean, and being really, really quick. I mean, the field is so deep this year compared to last year, and I had such a great time last year too. So I can't thank the drivers enough. Thank you for the stream. Thank you to the Bean team, all you guys. You guys know who you are. If anybody's watching right now, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wish we could have ran Spa this weekend. We're going to come back stronger for the next event. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, we're going to come back. We're going to get another podium like we got at 6 Hours Glen. Christian, thank you so much. You're the guy. You're the one that started all this for me. So yeah, you know him, John. You know how great he is. Thank you, Christian. And just thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everybody that's been a part of this. You guys, this is really kind of not really an escape, but just kind of a way to blow off some steam and live out my delusion that I'm a race car driver for my daily job. I work in the motorsports industry and I see that every day. And it's like you're so close, you're so far to being a driver and living out your dreams. But this has been so cool to race with these guys, and so glad to say that I'm officially an All-American or USRA now, All-American last year, USRA race winner this year, and to everyone that's won this year, pro and AM and everybody. I just really appreciate you guys so much. You guys are the best.
Yeah, you did it, man. And nobody could ever take that away from you, Jeff. Just fantastic job tonight. Great drive for you, getting up on the wheel, putting your elbows out, and what a fantastic performance by you. So congratulations, and we'll get you back and let you celebrate with your team.
Yeah, we want a race, man. Let's go.
That's right.
Man. Have a good night.
Thanks, Jeff. So there you have it, folks. And we knew that Jeff was going to be amped up. You've got to love it from him. You've got to love that kind of energy. That's what you're looking for. Dill hop in there saying, great win, Jeff. And I got to tell you, folks, we've got 2 more races we're going to call this season done. And my goodness, you cannot expect to have anything better. First time winner, Jeff there. Couldn't be happier for him. Tyler bringing 2 in a row. Man, it is going to be a fantastic inning. So certainly appreciate everybody. We're going to be back at this same time next week. So make sure that you tune in and watch this. 2 more weeks that we are going to put in the books, and we are going to crown 2 champions, 1 in the pro division, 1 in the AM division. So make sure that you are here for that. We certainly thank you, and everyone have a good night.